Thank you, everyone, and I want to welcome you to this week's meeting of the Arbor Lakes Networkers chapter of BNI. It's my pleasure to present to you today. My goal for today is to let you know how BNI works, and more importantly, how BNI can work for you. Now, before we start, let me ask a question. I know BNI is not a very competitive kind of thing usually. Who here likes to win? More than you like to lose? Mm-hmm. Okay, I do too. So, today, I want to talk a little bit about sports. And not just sports, but championship sports teams. You may not know what to look at me, but I'm somewhat of an athlete myself. Multi-sport athlete, as a matter of fact. Sadly, though, my batting average, bowling average, and golf score are all about the same at 140. So, I am going to talk to you today about how BNI is a lot like a championship sports team. Now, there are a couple of ways I should say, in which BNI is not like a championship sports team. First of all, we make more money. $3.3 billion worldwide last year. And secondly, we don't use any tax dollars to subsidize our facilities. But there are 5 key ways in which BNI is very much like a successful winning championship sports franchise. First, there's the selection of players. Okay? Once you have the great players, you do the training and the appropriate coaching. The best players in the world can't play without a successful game plan. You have to execute on that plan. And then you have to have some kind of plan for continuous improvement. First of all, the selection of players is commonly called the draft, right? Now, the thing about BNI is, being a player, if you will, being a member of the BNI team, it's not automatic. The chapters pick the members that they want to have in the chapter, and they do it very carefully. Number one, they're looking for people who want to grow their business. Seems funny, but not everybody does. Some people don't want to grow their business, they're happy with where it's at, and that's great. You need to make sure that there's an open category in the profession that you're in, because BNI doesn't allow for competition. We only allow 1 member per profession in each category. You need to have a commitment to participate in the meetings, okay? You can't be a member of another hard networking group. You can do chambers, you can do rotaries, you can do things like that, but BNI needs to be the only hard networking group that you are committed to. You need to be open to learning, and you need to have great references. Once you meet this criteria, and you submit your application to the membership committee, it will be evaluated and they'll be responding accordingly. So, you've selected the right players, the team is set, it now comes time to train and coach the people. Now, you know, by the time an athlete gets to this professional level, it's expected they know how to catch a pass, or they know how to throw a baseball, or steal a base, or whatever they happen to do. So the training there tends to start at a much later point. In BNI, we don't do that. In BNI, we start from the very basics, okay? And that's called something called MSP, Member Success Program. And in that very first training, members will learn how to do the things that will make them very successful in BNI. How to do their commercials, how to do effective presentations, something as simple as giving referrals. I know when I first started BNI, I'm in the kind of business that I knew I was going to get tons of referrals, and I do. I was very worried about my ability to give referrals. But I learned how to do that in MSP, and along the way, people were patient with me. They didn't place any undue demands on me to get my referral base going. And you know what? With help and with some mentoring, I'm proud to say that today, I still get tons of referrals, but I give as much as I get. And I'm proud of that fact. Next, you have the BNI director, the weekly education piece. Every week, there's time that's dedicated to helping you develop and improve your networking skill. Sometimes it's specific to BNI, sometimes it's not. But guaranteed, every week there'll be a moment that a speaker will get up and educate you on how you can make your business better. Once every 6 or 8 weeks or so, depending upon the size of your chapter, there'll be a BNI director that will come in and actually do a workshop. Again, a workshop that's intended to help you make your business better. And then there's mentoring. And the mentoring, you'll get a mentor sort of assigned to you at the time that you join BNI. Someone that kind of more or less, simply put, will take you by the hand and help you feel comfortable and help you get to the point that you can use BNI and the tools within BNI to make your business successful. And you can use your BNI mentor forever. If you want to, I've been in BNI for a long, long time, and I have a mentor that I still talk to all the time, and she still helps me in ways that are unimaginable. So, once you got the right team, and you got all the training and coaching that's put in place, you have to have the right game plan, right? How many times have you seen teams like the New York Yankees spend millions and millions and millions of dollars on the very best players that that sport has to offer, and they don't even come close to winning? Probably because their game plan's not appropriate. BNI's game plan starts with open networking. That is an opportunity for you to talk to fellow members about referrals that you may have received in the past, about referrals that you think they may be looking for, or introductions that you think may be beneficial to their business. It's a very good time to meet new visitors and kind of get a feel for what the visitors are doing, what their expectation is out of BNI, and get comfortable with them. There's the member commercials, and that's everyone. You've experienced this now in our meeting. Everyone gets a chance to get up and talk for 60 seconds about what they do and what they're looking for. That's our chance to figure out. That's our chance in BNI to be selfish, basically. This is a here's what you can do for me. It's my chance to educate my fellow members about what I'm looking for on that particular day. Then every week, one of the members gets up and is featured in a 10-minute presentation. It would take the place of what I'm doing today. And that's an opportunity for that member to give an in-depth overview of the company, the work that they do, and more importantly, the kind of business they're looking for, and specifically how we can help that member find the business that they're looking for. And then the last part of the meeting is my favorite. That's the referral and testimonial part. That's an opportunity for me to pass referrals to my fellow members. I get referrals, of course, and I get an opportunity to give testimonials about the fabulous work that my fellow members have done for my customers. Those 4 things are the primary components of every single BNI meeting you will go to. It seems simple, doesn't it? In a way, it is kind of simple. But you know, it's a time-tested agenda. It's been over 25 years in the making. And it works for me. It can work for you. But don't take my word for it. There's 4,000 members in Minnesota, and they can't all be wrong. So now, think about this for a minute. You've picked the right members, okay? As if I'm a member of this team, I've been picked, I've been trained, I've been coached, I've been excited to get in the game. It's game day. It's game day. And now it's my turn to shine, right? So I bear part of the responsibility for making this successful on myself. It's not all about my chapter members. The number one thing that you can do to get in the game and shine is to be prepared. The very best BNI members that I know do not write their commercial in the car on the way to their meeting. Okay? They come prepared. And a perfect commercial, and you'll learn how to do it, a perfect commercial is specific. And I'm using it as an opportunity to educate the fellow members in my chapter. You need to be punctual. Be on time. Be respectful of others' times. We have an attendance policy in BNI, and that policy allows for you to have 6 weeks a year off, okay? Which is more than any other business that I've ever been in corporate America. But you know, we also have a policy for subs. Now I can tell you in my 5 years in BNI, I have never had a sub call me the night before my meeting and beg to sub for me. Doesn't happen. But I can also tell you that when I've put some thought into it, and with some appropriate planning, I have never not been able to find someone that's willing to sub for me. There's a lot of people out there looking forward to the opportunity to get in front of your networking group for one reason or another, and they'll use that opportunity. So the absence policy is nothing to worry about. Many people, they join in spite of it, and they stay because of it. One-to-ones. This is an opportunity for you to meet with fellow members of your chapter outside of your normal BNI meeting and basically develop relationships. And, you know, again, build a relationship, understand what you can do to help that person will understand what they can do to help you, and before you know it, you're on your way to a winning team. Now, so you've got the right players, you've done the right training, your game plan's perfect. How many times have you heard a coach on TV, you've all seen the news, coach gets up after the game and they say, God, we were good. We beat the pants off that last team. We're so good that I think we're just going to take the week off and then we're going to go to Miami next Sunday and see what happens. Of course, that never happens. They never say that. They always maybe give 5 seconds about the game. Yeah, we played a great game, and they start talking about what they're doing to prepare for next week. Because you see, winning a championship is about more than winning 1 or 2 games. It's about a series of victories that have all been put together. You can't do that without a continuous improvement plan. What we do in BNI to continuously improve is I talked about the mentoring program. That might start day 1 when you go to MSP, but it continues on, and you have the opportunity to learn, how can I educate my members better? How can I get more successful? How can I support my membership team? What other roles within my chapter can I take to help develop myself in my other chapter? The continuing education piece is, it is not just about BNI, it is about building your network and expanding your network. It's about becoming a better networker, becoming a better business person. It is not just about BNI. There are education pieces on networking, public speaking, social media, and it comes in a variety of media. There are books, there are online things, there are CDs and DVDs and all kinds of things that will help you develop to the degree that you want to, actually. So, what have we talked about this morning? We talked about the draft. We talked about the training and coaching that you give your new players. We talked about the perfect game plan. We talked about using that game plan and successfully executing your mission. We talked about the continuous improvement. So who here wants to turn your business from a winning business into a championship business? Yeah. So what might a championship team look like in BNI? First of all, it's been said that the average person knows 350 people. In a chapter of 20, that means that today you have immediate access to 7,000 people that you didn't know yesterday. Yeah. It's an opportunity to build trust and relationships, even friendships, if that's what you're looking for. I'm not someone who joined BNI to make friends. I didn't. I joined to make money. But in spite of that, after 5 years, I have made 2 of them, so it can happen. You do this long enough, and you will find that BNI will become the highlight of your week. And remember, this is a team that has over 4,000 members, and 4,000 members can't be all wrong. In closing, I want to talk a little bit about BNI's value proposition, because every single decision that we make in life, marriage, children, houses, cars, every decision we make is based on the value proposition. And that is the thought about what I get out of it versus what I have to put into it. Is that right? Mm-hmm. BNI's value proposition is this. First of all, the average member in BNI makes $30,000 a year in revenue. Okay? Now, can I guarantee you that you're going to make $30,000? No, I can't. Because it's due to a variety of things. What profession you're in, your level of commitment. It has to do with how good you are at selling. BNI doesn't sell stuff for you. It gives you the opportunity. You still have to sell. But it's pretty simple math, and the numbers don't lie. There are 4,000 members that make $120 million. That's $30,000 a member. Now let's talk about the cost side of the equation, okay? There is always a cost to acquiring new customers. I don't care what kind of business you're in, and I don't care what kind of marketing or customer acquisition programs you use, whether it's telemarketing or direct mail or radio or print media or TV. I don't care what it is, there's a cost associated with it. Because I'm guessing that if you figured out how to acquire new customers with no out-of-pocket expense and no commitment of time, you wouldn't be here today looking for new business. So, the actual out-of-pocket cost for BNI, I can tell you, I've been to one-day seminars that cost way more than a BNI membership and gotten way less out of them. We all know that the cost of a BNI membership is the cost of time. What might that look like? Okay, let's just say your cost, you figure your cost per hour is $50. It could be more, it could be less, I have no idea what it is, but humor me, let's just use $50. Okay? So, what that means is that you'll invest approximately $5,000 in BNI in a year with a $30,000 return. That is a 600% return on investment. Is there anybody in here that wouldn't be interested in a 600% return on investment? So, later on in the meeting today, we're going to show you how you can lock your competition out from this chapter and have the people in this room start helping you build your business to the next level. Who knows, next year at this time, you may be wearing a championship ring.
Yeah.